Hi and welcome to MQW Driving School, another video. Now this video is about the Horsforth test route, that is a real test of one of the Keyworker. Now the Keyworker started the test outside the test center from the 30-mile road. Now before they get to the roundabout, there is one street on the right hand side before the zebra crossing. So examiner asked the student or Keyworker to take the right turning. So when you're going to see one of the street on the right, soon after the zebra crossing, then right mirror, right signal, and you take the right turning into the street. That is also the 30-mile road. This road is up the hill, so if you're using the manual car, so make sure you keep the gas throttle up and use the lower gear sometime to turn, or you can keep in a second gear to keep going up the hill. When you come on this road, sometimes they try to give you the maneuver on this road early as possible in the start of the test. Maybe they're going to ask you to pull up on the left hand side just before these cars park on the left, and after they do some stopping they will ask you to move again. Now this is normally the very best spot they normally ask you to stop. So just keep carrying on that road. Side roads are 20. Now this Keyworker got the maneuver on this road by pulling on the right hand side of the road. So when you do this, right mirror, right signal, right blind spot, if no one's coming from straight and back, you pull up on the right hand side. So stopping was okay, but when they reverse the car back, they go very close to the curve and tire was a little touch to the curve, and that is where they get the minor mistake. So if you notice, the car is reversing back, but you will feel the car is getting more close to the curve by reversing back. So you get the minor mistake if you lose the control, and if you totally hit the tire while reversing back, you can get the serious mistake. So this is where the tire get very close. Okay, so make sure, and they're still driving the car back by losing control of the tire, and maybe I'm gonna say that's fine, thank you, and then you can drive when you're ready. So check the left side mirrors, left side signal, and left side blind spot, and make sure no one is coming from your front and back, and only move when it's safe for you to do. And give a little gas because you are in up the hill, and come back to your left lane and keep driving straight. On this route, this road will become your 20-mile road. When you get a little nearby the shops on the right hand side, that is where the speed change to 20. So far you are in 30-mile road. This is a very popular spot for them to ask you to pull up on the right hand side, because that is an uphill as well, and also when you reverse back, that is a downhill. Now this is where the 20 speed start. So there are some turnings here, so make sure you look to the right and left junctions. If someone is coming out from the junction, then keep going straight on this road. This road have some bus stops. This road also have your school, so make sure do it. They ask them to pull up on the left hand side. When you come and stop, maybe they will say don't worry about the driveway, but if you do block the driveway and they didn't ask you for this one, then maybe you can get the minor mistake, and if this is very dangerous spot for you to park, they will give you the serious mistake to stop. So make sure every time you stop the car, find safe, convenient, and legal place for you to stop. Okay, after the stop they ask you to move again. So check the right mirror, give the right signal, then check your right blind spot. If you driving auto manual, then put the handbrake down, final check, and start moving. And don't forget, you are in 20-mile road, so don't go fast. When you stop and move again, you have to remember which road you was in. Okay, now sometime when you come on this road, you get the independent driving as well. This is where they can stop you and say now you going to start the independent driving. Now the first sign they can ask you to follow is leads. Now if you go straight ahead on this road, at the end of the road you will see some signs. Remember, they're talking about the Leeds, not the Leeds University, because Leeds University on the right hand side, which is Leeds Trinity University. So follow the sign for just Leeds. The signboards are going to be at the end of the road, just in front of you on the pillar. So just do the left mirrors, left signal. Now you're going to into 30-mile road. So that is your sign on the front. Check the right mirror and then look out of the window. If you see, you wait. If you know, you take the car out. After you take the car out, don't forget to check all the mirrors again. Now this is your 30-mile road. Now on this 30-mile road, carry on straight, and one more time you will see the sign for Leeds on the left in a white color background board. So one more time, follow the sign for Leeds. This is your board. Now keep going straight on this road. There will be some pedestrian crossing, so keep watching. Anyone standing, maybe the light can change. You will get some hash marks on the left side when you get near the bend to the left, so make sure don't go on the hash marks, because hash marks are there to guide you about that maybe some parking is going to start on the left. So for example, when you come to this bend, make sure if someone is parked on the left or not. This hash mark on the left, don't drive on it. So keep your car on the right hand side, don't drive on the hash marks, because hash mark lead to this parking cars. This is not your lane, okay? So drive on your own lane. Now whenever you see the slow sign in front of you, that means slow, low, observation, warning. It does not mean slow down. So it's the observation warning. Slow, low, observation, warning. These are 4 main words, okay? And that does not mean you have to do a sudden break, okay? Just make sure if you're slow already, you are okay. If not, then do little slow and watch around. Now the next sign you have to follow is Pudsey or Shipley. When you will go here, that will be your right hand side to the traffic light. Again, the signs are just in front of you, straight on the board. There's a one board on this left. If you see this white board on the left, this also say Pudsey on the right, Shipley on the right. Then you have the green signboard in front of you, just opposite to you. So technically is a right turn to the traffic light, and when you stand on the right hand side, if you notice, there is no white line painted properly. But this is the 2 lanes, so keep yourself to the right so people can stand on your left hand side. Now when you will take this right turning to the traffic light, don't pick up your speed too much, because there's going to be another set of the traffic light. So first come forward like this straight, then when you turn right, stay your car in the left hand lane and be ready to stop again for the next light. If you're going straight, you have to stop. The light is green only for the left people. Now make sure you look on your right and left before you move. Now these 2 lanes are emerging into 1 lane, so make sure you're checking on your right who is trying to emerge in front of you. Now the next sign you need to follow from this signboard, Roundabout, is Skipton, 3rd exit on the right. Now what you do, start checking your right hand mirrors, start taking your right position. When you get a little bit close, then you can start giving the right signal, and then you will see the special right hand lane. Then go into the right hand lane. Now this is traffic light control roundabout. Now when you use the traffic light control roundabout, make sure you keep watching the lights. So this light is green, you go forward, then you watch this light is green, then you go forward, and sometimes the next light may be the red. Then move slightly to the left, because now this is your exit, not this one, next one. So keep to the left, mirror signal left, and you take your exit and see the board Skipton. Now this road is your 40-mile road. Now keep driving on a 40-mile on this road, continue straight unless they don't say you to do anything. Majority of the time when you will come on this road, the next sign they will ask you to follow is airport. Now this is a little twist here. Now this Keyworker actually failed the test on this road. Because of that reason, when the examiner said them to can you stop the car on the left side and you were safe please, the Keyworker decided that this is not a safe place, just because this is a 40-mile road and this is not safe for them to stop. Remember, examiner normally asks you to stop when it's already a safe place and they know it is safe. That is why they are asking you to stop. They have the regular spots where they normally take the people on the test and they ask you to stop. Now when they ask you to stop, there was no double yellow line, there was no double red line, there was no bus stop, there was no zigzag line on the left, and there was no even cycle lane on the left that time, right? So that means there was a lot of opportunity for you to stop. So let's say about here now. So left mirror, left signal, and you can stop here. You got a hash mark in the center of the road. If people want to overtake you, there is enough room for them to overtake you and go. Even this is a broken line on your left hand side, and if there is no cycle is coming from the left and they ask you to stop, you can stop on the left side. So the key worker keep losing the opportunity, then they decided to stop. But what happened when they decided to stop, they stopped in a wrong place. So that was not safe, convenient place for them to stop. So there was a lot of opportunity which they missed first, and then they decided to stop, and that was not a good place. So that was a serious mistake. Then what happened? Then they moved the car for some reason and then tried to stop one more time on the left to try to find a good place. But they already have made them fail for that reason, that why you didn't stop here. Otherwise, can you see there's no lines, no cycle lane, no double line, no red lines, hash mark in the center. People can overtake you from the right hand side very easily. So there was no issue to stop here. This is a good slot to stop. You are not parking here. You can stop the car and move again. That's what you do. They want to test you, how you stop in a 40-mile road, how you move, how you judge the speed of the other cars. So there was a reason for them. So have a look now. The people now stop here when there's a cars opposite to them. And now they put the hard time for the learner to overtake the car. Then there was a lot of meeting traffic going on now just because of that one. And then suddenly he moved again, and then now he's trying to stop again on the left side. So like once move and stop again to show that this is a good slot, I can find the spot, because you block the traffic at the back not to go easily. So now all this confusion becomes your serious mistake of stopping. Now, as you maybe know, anytime they try to take the new test now, if you do any serious mistake or any dangerous mistake, they will not continue your test to the whole route. They will take you back. That is what happened in this test as well. This is the real test. So after this, they had a little bit conversation. I don't know what happened, and then they start moving from here and they carry on straight. Soon the examiner find one of the street to go to the right hand side. They take them to the street on the right, and then from that street they just take them back. So that taking the street they the street they use to take you back, this is not a part of the test route and all that. But remember, these days you don't need to remember the test route because they can take you anywhere. Now imagine they wanted you to go straight ahead and follow the sign for airport. That was the route. But now, because you already failed your test here, so they decided there is no point to go forward. So what the examiner decided here, just to find one of the street on the right hand side easily where you can turn right and go back to the test center. So when they reach about here, examiner going to say the student, can you do one of the street on the right, and the one street will come on your right hand side soon. Remember, if you know that you are failed here, if you know your mistake and you know they are taking you back, still try to behave nice. Okay, this is the street. So right mirror, right signal, come to the center refugee lane, and if someone flash you to go, then don't hesitate, just go. Like now they are flashing you to go, then just check properly on your right and just go, entering in 20-mile road. Sometimes what happens when people know they are failed, they start behaving different. They start driving reckless. They're not listening to the examiner anymore. They're trying to speed up the car on 20-mile road to more than this way because they know the result is failed, or they start doing the argument with the examiners and all that. Remember, if you behave bad with them, they can take a note of this thing, and maybe they will keep in the record for the next time. They maybe can flag you for that this person is not have an argument, or he done something wrong with the what you could say, the DVSA stuff. So if you do something bad with them, of course this will be a big trouble for you for the future. So try to accept it that you failed for some reason. They are seniors, they're taking exam every day. They know this is a mistake. Okay, we're turning right to the roundabout. which looks straight but is a little bit right, and you carry on straight. So remember, still behave nicely. Take this opportunity that okay, you've done some mistakes, so accept your mistake. When you go home after you fail, try to understand the mistake or consult someone why you done this mistake. Read the highway code again and then start talking about the highway code again, that why actually I failed, because I was looking as a road not to park safely, but remember, you was not parking the car and you was not leaving your car. In the test, you just stopping the car and you're going to move the car. Okay, I know if it's a daily basis life of yours, you will decide not to stop the car and park the car on a 40-mile road. But remember, according to your highway code, the line decide you are allowed to park or not to park. So it can be a single yellow line, single red line, double yellow, double red. It can be a board to tell you there is a stopping restriction here, and there was no sign like this tell you that there was a stopping restriction that time. Plus it was no line on the left, so it was okay to stop. Plus the size of the road was big enough that if you stop the car, people can pass you very easily, people can overtake you easily, right? Then second thing, that when you stop the car, imagine yourself break down, imagine yourself have some problem in your car, when you have some issues, maybe some ambulance coming from the back and anything, don't you going to stop the car here? Not you going to move the car? Yes, you will do this. So they want to check these kind of things, that if you're driving on a 40-mile road and something happened and you need your car to stop, can you stop or not, right? So technically it was right for you to stop, nothing wrong in it. Plus other thing you can say about stopping, again in the highway code, in the theory questions, don't you done this question where they ask you, okay, when you park on the 40-mile road, which light you need to switch it on? And you say, okay, if I park on the 40-mile road, I will switch on my side lights on in the dark so people can see my car is parked. So if you're not allowed to stop the car on a 40-mile road, why they have this question in the theory test? When you park on a 40-mile road, which light you switch it on? So think about it. End of the day, that was a theory. That is a driving theory which you already have done it. You already have passed it. So you technically know this, right? So that is definitely right for the examiner to say that you didn't stop it. You hesitated not to stop in that place. Okay, now I'm going to stop my commentary here. This route is taking you back to the test center. There's nothing different. They're just taking you back to the test center, and then they do this. This test finishes within about like 25 minutes instead of 38-40 minutes. So if anyone want to do the automatic mock test, I'm available in Leeds for Hare Hill and Horsforth. Automatic mock test I do Monday to Saturday, but if someone want to do the manual car mock test, then I do on Sundays. That is a 2-hour session I normally book. So if someone want to do it, my number is 077 46 512 115. You can book 2-hour session as well online at my website, which is mqwdrivingschool.uk. You have 2 different slots. So if you're doing auto car, then you have to book the auto one. If you're doing the manual car, then you have to book the manual session. What we do in the mock test, we first take you to the test center. We check your little driving before we take you to the test center, that are you still able to do the mock or not. Then after the mock, we give you the result of the mock and we explain you each and every mistake you do. Then we give you a little feedback. Again, we left some time. Then what we do, we try to start correcting you that mistake, and then we drop you home. So that is how we spend the 2 hours. So 2 hours is your mock test. Okay, now this is bye from now. So keep watching if you want to watch all up to the test center, or you can stop here if you already know what happened. And don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button so all my other videos you can watch easily. I got about 10 more videos ready to upload. So soon I get time on my day off or for my other jobs and all that, I will try to upload it as well. If anyone want to do the theory of the driving, not theory test, it's called a theory of the driving. If you want to understand the theory of driving, the rules of driving, anything about the driving, then you can also take the online class with me. I'll meet you on the Zoom meeting. I charge for that one as well, so you can inquire how much time you needed, then I will charge you accordingly. Come online, pay for my time, and I will explain you every single thing online. If you're not in the Leeds, you're unable to come in the Leeds, anywhere in the UK you're watching this, contact me online, do the Zoom meeting with me, show me your failing result if you have the sheets. I can explain you your results. I can even guide you through the next time. I can teach you visually as well, okay, and I can make your concepts more clear, rules more clear of the driving. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye for now.